Hey everyone, I'm Evangeline right here at Etrailer. Today we have the Thule ReVert Four. This is going to be a vertical bike rack, and we're going to see how it fits here on our 2024 Jeep Wagoneer L. Now the Wagoneer and the Wagoneer L are very similar vehicles, one's just slightly longer than the other, and the Thule ReVert is also available in two sizes. One is just slightly larger than the other. So if you want to mix and match between those vertical racks and vehicles, this video will hopefully help you out with seeing how they interact with each other. But the focus here today is how does this fit on the Wagoneer? Do you get to take advantage of all of the different features? The quick answer is yes. The unique feature to the Thule ReVert compared to other vertical racks is that it is strut assisted, meaning it has some assist there to help with lowering as well as raising up the bike rack even with heavy bikes loaded. Now the way I activate that system as we tilt away is I pull down the handle and then I step on the bike rack to give me leverage to bring the rack down to the tilt away position. And from here, I can then open up the hatch if I needed access into the cargo area. On the Wagoneer and the Wagoneer L, these have really large hatch doors, so clearance sometimes is an issue. Also, the sensors tend to think that there's something behind you and won't automatically open. The good news is, while it does come pretty close, it is a confirmed fit. You can see how that door clears that bottom base, clears the mast, and even goes all the way up and clears the cradles. So that way you can get into your cargo area if you want to switch out your shoes, get some water, grab your helmets and backpacks. You can do all those things without having to take any bikes off. Now, the tilt-away position is also how you load and unload your bikes. Now your bikes are secured by two cradles and two straps. So the bottom cradle has this metal cradle for that tire and this rubber strap that goes around that rim. And then up top, we have this larger cradle where the front tire is at an angle, which is a good thing to give more clearance for more bikes. And that is also secured by a rubber strap. So everything just works together to make for a secure fit of the bikes as you're driving around. And with the straps removed, I am then able to use my hip up against the seat of the bike and use that as a leverage to get that wheel up and over and then bring the bike down to the ground. Now check out my full demo of this bike rack if you're curious about how to load up multiple bikes. I've got some tips and tricks for that. But this is just going to be the general view of how it works even with the taller Wagoneer L. So speaking of height, the height of this rack paired with the height of the Wagoneer makes for a lot of it. And you can see that especially when the rack is in the upright position. So see the height of our Wagoneer and how our rack is up there as well. Fortunately, it does clear, but you do have to be mindful of if you have any low garage doors or if you're parked in spots that have trees and branches that are low hanging too. Now the perks to this bike rack is since the Wagoneer L is not just a tall but also long vehicle, this does save you a lot on space. So if you measure from the bumper to the end of the bike rack, this sits at 22 inches. That does not include the length of the bikes. But even then, since you're going up instead of going out, if you have a smaller parking spot or a smaller garage, this might be helpful for still being able to carry 4 bikes with your larger vehicle. And then quick note on height, if you measure from the ground to the bottom of the shank, that's going to be 20.5 inches. So any bike rack you have on this vehicle is going to sit pretty high up. And this is what the bike rack will look like for the people behind you. Another perk to the vertical style rack is it is less bulky compared to trays of platforms folded up. So you are going to have better visibility through your rear window, through your backup camera, which is centered but has plenty of space to still see if there's people or cars behind you, and does sit up off the ground. Now, this is without bikes loaded up. You're definitely going to lose visibility with bikes there, but without them, you still have pretty good visibility of your taillights and things. So with that in mind, if you're looking for safety and less space, that's where the ReVert comes in handy. Another quick perk is that it does fit within your hitch that is included with your vehicle, so you don't have to get anything extra to make sure it fits. I've worked with a bunch of bike racks, and I actually really like the Thule ReVert. Yes, it sticks way up into the air. Yes, it looks pretty bulky behind the vehicle, but with the Wagoneer L being such a long and large vehicle, this pairs very nicely with it. Especially since you do have a 55-pound weight capacity per bike, being able to tilt this rack away to make it easier to load up even those heavier electric bikes is awesome. I usually compare the Thule ReVert to another bike rack, the Benton Shifts and Grins. That's because the Shifts and Grins is a 2+2 bike rack, meaning you can load up the first two, attach the attachment, and then load up the second two. You have the same 55-pound weight capacity, and the Shifts and Grins is something that I would actually recommend if you're the type of person that carries 2 bikes more often than you carry 4 bikes. But if you're a family or a group of friends and you all go for a bike ride and you want something that can carry all of your bikes all the time, the Thule ReVert might be the better option for you in terms of taking up less space behind your Wagoneer L. And if you need to carry even more bikes, this is also available in a 6-bike configuration. Check that one out here on our website. But today, what you saw was a Thule ReVert Four and how it fits on the 2024 Jeep Wagoneer L.